Guess what they thought?
Welcome back.
They thought we were done after episode 4. Guys, we're not retiring anytime soon.
Nope, unless one of us tragically pass away.
Oh, yeah. That's a good point. That would also stop things.
You
could carry it on for me.
Because God says, listen, we're not promised tomorrow.
That is true.
We're only promised today, right?
Amen.
Exactly.
I love today.
I love today.
Okay. I've had enough of you.
Yeah.
So, here's the question.
Okay.
Would you rather... Listen up really good.
No.
Use your earballs. Would you rather have to go without central heat or central air?
Okay, listen.
Air conditioning or heating.
Okay, this is a real life problem because in our house right now, it's super, super, super old. And it's like taller ceilings and we only have vents in the ceiling. We don't have vents on the ground.
Ooh,
and so, and it's terribly insulated.
That'll cost you.
Terribly insulated. So, we don't have central air. Wait. Yeah, we don't have central air. We do have central heat. So, even when it's super freezing, like the ground is like frozen. Our wood floors are so cold. So basically we have gone without either. When Mia, my daughter, when she was like first born, I don't know, probably okay, she was born March 30th, so April, May.
1921.
I think it was June or July. It was like insanely hot. Here we had remember the like
hundreds of degrees.
A few weeks in a row. Yes, we had like hundreds and hundreds every single day. Well, this is before we had like mini split units now in our house.
Oh, okay.
All we had one window unit. Oh, we had one window unit air
I grew up like that. I know what that's like.
And so it was in. Whoa!
Sorry, guys. I bumped the camera with my foot.
No, it's okay. Don't do it again.
It's not okay. I won't.
And so listen, we had one window unit, and it was like a super super old one, and it was one of the ones that like if you run it constantly when it's super hot, it would like stop working because it would just get frozen. And so Mia, when she was born, or she was, I don't know, a few months old or whatever, the window unit wasn't in our room. It was in her room, her nursery that we put in there. And so we would set our guest bed right next to it and lay right in front of it. And I would be like, oh, this is so miserable.
Oh, yeah.
So
what you're
hot.
saying.
And so, but then in the wintertime when it was like super freezing, we would have the heat on like 90, like set to 90. And it would like come out of the ceiling, but then the ground, like when you're sitting, is so cold still. And our house is, like I said, is so terribly insulated. And so like you could just feel the draft through our door and through our windows. Like so it didn't even matter. But now, thankfully, we have 2 mini split unit
those are awesome
air conditioners, and they do heat. So it makes it better. It's obviously still
so, but if you had to go without one of them,
but if I had to go without one of them, I would go with
without
where
heat.
we live now. I would go without heat.
Yeah, it's too miserable, especially when it's humid and it's like 100 degrees and it feels like 180. Like,
yes,
I would rather lots of different things.
Oh yeah. Speaking of the humidity, I saw this TikTok video. I know. Okay, I saw this TikTok video of these people in China. Okay. These people in China. It was like a record breaking. I don't know, and it happened either like a month ago or like earlier than that. This year, it was like over 100% humidity, and so it was like
that's possible.
Yeah, so there was water dripping from people's ceilings inside with the air still going. Every single thing had condensation on it. You would be laying there apparently, and you would just be sweating like profusely.
Oh my gosh!
And you couldn't get away from it. You couldn't escape it. And it was like this gigantic fog in the whole entire city.
That's crazy.
Of just humidity.
Can you imagine?
Like,
over 100%.
I don't know. I would rather do a lot of things than be stuck in that. So definitely, I'd rather go without heat.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, me too. At least where we live.
Yes,
going without heat is like it's way easier to bundle up because also our winters are generally pretty dry. Well, actually, winter in general is pretty dry. But I'm just saying, like our summers can get pretty humid. So yeah, I would definitely go without heat too.
Yeah, you can always layer up. People always say that, but you can't take off.
Yeah, it's not being decent. At least
just being naked.
Yeah. Yep. Well, you said it here first. I have a question because this is a really good segue.
Okay. Yeah.
What is your opinion on? Okay, let's say the Powerball's at a. It's a little different.
Oh, okay. What is the different segue? Okay, listen. Because we're gonna have to have
the lottery
session here.
Yeah, we're talking about the lottery. Okay, or gambling, or like casinos, like any type of like where you're risking money to get money. Okay. Which technically investing's gambling, just by definition. But Not really.
All right, listen.
People are going to try to tear me apart for
I know.
but
people
I'm
are
joking.
going to tear me apart because I think... Okay, this is...
But you didn't even hear my question.
I'm stretching it. Yeah. All right, wait, let's hear it. Okay.
I want to hear your opinion, but, what I'm saying is...
right.
So like if I'm like, all right, dang, it's at $1 billion, and I go buy a Powerball ticket, and I wake up in the morning, I'm like, oh my gosh, I won. Okay. So as a Christian, I believe tithing 10%, or the tithe is your first 10%. I believe like that's like that's just like the very bare minimum that I can do for God. Okay. So I'm supposed to give 10% away. So let's say I give away $100 million to the church and I write them a check. Do you think the church should accept that money? And do you think if you're a Christian, can you play the lottery, or gamble, or do scratchers, do any kind or even betting, like betting on sports? Like that I would feel like that's the same category.
All right. Okay. Listen.
Would you? Like all that's all similar.
Yes,
okay.
All gambling.
Okay.
I'm going to take it to the very extreme first.
Yeah.
Okay. Every time you get in a vehicle and you drive, you take a gamble on your life, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Every time you take medicine or go to the hospital or do surgery that is like, hey, there's a chance that you won't make it, and then you're gambling your life. Okay, I'm going to the very, very, very extreme on this. Okay, so why would that be different? And I know it's different, but you could put gambling in anything, like your life, in any sort of thing. Getting on an airplane, you're gambling your life because of a crash. And that's the very extreme. But as far as like getting a scratch off ticket, this is where I think that you should draw the line. I don't think it's bad unless you become addicted to it. If you become addicted to anything, then it becomes idolatry, and then that's all the thing like you're craving.
Like Netflix shows.
Like Netflix
and TikTok.
Okay, honestly, yeah. That is true. That's conviction right here.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Seriously, thanks for that. That hurts.
That's what I do.
Yeah, that hurts.
Yeah.
So if you are putting like, okay, either my family eats today or I go and gamble on something just to try to make it up, then I think that's not right. And like if you're not tithing, like if it's just extra money, what's the difference between you going to get something to eat when you already have groceries at the house that has no return except you just eat it and you already have food at the house? So let's say I play the lottery or I gamble and it's extra money. I've already tithed, give to missions, help feed the poor or the hungry, give to the poor, all of these things, extra money. And now I have a chance of return, of like really great return. And it like could help you enjoy. I know people that it helps them watch sports more. And listen, obviously anything can become a problem. So I'm not saying that you should just do it. But
we definitely recommend everyone go buy a Powerball ticket right now.
But I don't think it's bad if it's just extra money and it doesn't like cost you anything, because you go and spend $12 just on snacks at a gas station,
right?
And you could just
you don't need that
exactly. So you could just go spend $2 on a Powerball ticket,
or
whatever. So I don't think it's sinful at all, and it can become sinful though.
I would agree. I think the people... Okay, I think there's also an old mindset of, like, people looking at gambling, and they look at, like, maybe even, like, playing... Like, I know people who even look at, like, dancing is still sinful, or, like, playing cards. Yeah. Like, old Pentecostals, like, in the holiness movement, like, they would all view that... And I'm not saying this is where the idea of gambling is bad, because it is bad to gamble in the sense that, like, if it becomes, like you're saying, like, controlling of your life, but... Yeah. But again, Jesus talks about like how important it is to not let anything come before him. And throughout the Old Testament, like it talks about like no other gods before him. Like he is number one. And if anything is in that place, even like something that's good, like your wife or your family or Fortnite.
Okay, I've played Fortnite in a long time.
I'm kidding.
Tonight though, we're running it.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we'll get some dubs. Right. But if anything else becomes priority over him, then that's when it becomes bad, right? Right. So, but like when people like. I like, just for the record, every once in a while I'll buy a Powerball ticket. Like if it gets up to like really high, I'm like, this would be like it'd be
you're
crazy.
Going to hell.
Now I'm convicted.
Yeah.
Teamwork. Let's go. So okay, but like for example, like you brought up a couple other examples, but like for me, I'm like, to me, playing the lottery or like if you're doing like sports betting or anything like that and it's money you can lose, like it's not like you're gonna be out of like you're saying, like you're putting your family out because you're doing this, and it's simply like extra money that like most people would go spend on. Okay, like get this, most people spend like $7 on coffee every day. Okay,
yeah.
So like I make my own coffee, but those people I think are
All
very
right, tough guy.
I am tough.
Yeah,
no, I think those I think they're very not smart with their money when they're spending that kind of money on coffee every day, or like other random things, or like you go to the theater every weekend and you're spending like $20-$30 for the two people that go to the theater. Like some people just do that as their entertainment.
Yeah.
You know, like and so like, I mean, if someone wants to like try to discount that or like prove us wrong, like, and you have like some evidence and stuff, send it to us. But like from what I know, from what I've seen in the Bible, from what I understand about it, there's nothing inherently evil about it. But there is when that becomes priority over things that you're either your relationship with God or like your family.
Okay, and this is something that I like, just an observation, and I've had several other people talk to me about this as well, or like we've discussed this. Okay, like the Bible mentions several times about gluttony, right?
Yep.
So if you are like severely overweight and like struggling with things, simply not because like medical conditions, I completely understand that. But I just love food so much, I'm just going to consume it. I can't consume it. That would be technically idolatry, right?
Yeah.
And when you're putting that before everything.
Gluttony is a big sin in the Bible.
Gluttony. Okay. Yeah. So I feel like we have just made that okay now. But yet now it's like, you don't gamble at all or else you're going to hell type of thing. And like you said, it might come from like old school, like holiness movement of, like, you know, where it starts, don't play cards because it gets you into gambling. Don't
it's
dance.
The devil.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So doing all of those things.
Yeah.
And I think, listen, if the Lord deals with you and says like, hey, don't do this.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Then completely don't do it. I am all for it. And that's with anything. The
personal convictions, listen to them.
The Holy Spirit says don't do anything, don't do it. And there's things in the Bible where it's not a personal conviction. It's just over like a blanket conviction over if you're a Christian. Right. And so and I mean like gluttony should be one because it's in the Bible, right?
Well, yeah, well, it's not. That's not a conviction. That's the God says this is bad, so that means it's a sin.
Yeah, and like idolatry can look like a lot of different things. Like okay, I definitely know that I've spent a lot more time with Netflix than I have like watching serial killer documentaries than I have like a lot of times reading my Bible. Right. And so that's something where I'm like, okay, God, like help me not put this before you. Like let it just be several extra, you know, a lots of time that I just have to lose or whatever. I've already spent my time with you, and not saying that I can't spend more time with him, but it's like, you know, something that I really enjoy. So
yeah, I agree. Yeah, I definitely think that's a good point and important to take away from, like, we have our own personal opinion about this, but and it's because it's, I wouldn't say it's a gray area, but it's not like, I don't see like that's not a sin. It can become a sin,
right?
And I'm not saying that gambling's good, but I'm also saying any good thing can be turned into a sin when you over prioritize it. Right. But like you said, Paul says that if you don't listen to that conviction, you actually do sin. So if God's told you, like, in your personal walk, like, hey, for you, this is, I don't want you to do this. And then you're like, but the Bible, like, and you know, you're like trying to compete with the Holy Spirit. The Paul says if you don't listen to that conviction, it is a sin for you.
Right.
So just be listening, be sensitive to the Spirit, like listening to that. But that would be my take. But my second part of that question is, what do you think about it, like for a church?
Okay.
Do you think that's the same just because we're all Christians?
I will say this. I guarantee you I'm gonna throw out just a a random number.
Okay.
Probably 80% of churches in America has people that have gambled or do consistently gamble.
Sure.
And I know people that gamble and they tithe off of that.
Yeah.
And they tithe off of their normal income as well. Like it's just another stream of income. Like it's just something. It's like basically like a side business, a side job. Like
it's your side hustle.
It is your side hustle. What's the difference between doing that? Okay, if I'm investing in and like researching and I'm super analytical, following like let's just say sports betting, and I like, you know, statistically have like the best rate of return or whatever on my money if I gamble on or I bet on these things that happen in baseball or any sort of sport or whatever. What's the difference to me instead of doing that? And I have a very good return. And I will say, like, I do see people on social media, like, they'll post something about betting. And, like, in the sports world, like, it's just super big. Betting is super big. Yeah. And so, like, you just see it all the time. And people that have a lot of money, they'll put, like, $1 million or $2 million on someone who's a massive favorite to win. And so, like, almost 100%, like chance to win, and so they'll just put it, and it's basically just free money.
Right.
Like, unless some random freak thing happens. But, I mean, if you're betting that much money, usually you have that much money to lose. Sure. And, like, without hurting you. Yeah. So, let's just say for my side hustle, I'm just, like, investing in, like, business cards and, like, machinery from, like, pressure washing or power washing, like, houses and stuff like that. So, I'm going to spend, you know, a few $1,000s or whatever. Or you can get it cheaper or more expensive than that. And then my return of interest is like all the time I'm spending working in pressure washing houses or whatever as a side hustle. I don't see the difference there.
Yeah, well, honestly, business is a gamble and is a risk.
Right.
Like there's no and certainty with that.
That's where I like people that are a lot smarter than me need to like tell me if I'm wrong or not on what things. So that's a gamble. Where does that differ from gambling in other ways? Either sports betting, lottery, like you know. Casinos, and I understand. Listen, the lifestyle and the scenery of casinos just like inherently probably isn't good.
Yeah, and so I don't go to casinos. But.
Yeah, no, listen.
Oh yeah, you have
confession. Okay, all right. Listen, I went to one casino my entire life. This was during COVID. Everything was shut down. It was me, my wife, my brother Graham, and my wife's friend Taylor, and we went to this casino in northern Indiana. And it was a Friday night, like at 7 o'clock in the evening. And we were just so bored. We're like, all right, let's go do something. And we heard this casino had a really good buffet. And so we're like, all right, let's just go in, like get a buffet. And we just gathered up a bunch of like loose change around our house and like put it together. We're like, dude, let's just do like nickel slots or like penny slots or like we've never done it before.
And they won $1 million.
And so we go in there. It's like 7:30 in the evening on a Friday night. And there's probably 3 people in there. And this is a pretty big COVID, casino. Yeah. And the buffet shut down. So we walk in, like half of the lights are off. No one greets us at the door. Like we're so confused. And everything like is electronic. All the slot machines. And so we sit there, we stare at a machine, and we like start pushing buttons, and nothing is like we couldn't figure out how to get it to work. So we just walked around for a few minutes trying to look for a worker, and we didn't see any, so we just walked right back out. And so we didn't even do anything. So I was like, oh,
I've been in a casino. I bet like we went there.
Did you repent though?
No, I still haven't. I'm obstinate. Well, but we went in our vacation to Ocean Springs. There's a restaurant in a casino that's I think it's like the highest rated in Biloxi or whatever.
Yeah.
And we went in there and the food was it was so good, but it was so cheap too because casinos like they make all their money obviously. So like this is when it becomes bad. They make all their money from people who are addicted to gambling and like who literally waste their lives in these buildings and just go into major debt because they can't control this addiction.
Right.
And so, but everything else is cheap. Like the housing's cheap there. Like the hotel rooms are usually really cheap.
Yeah.
And they're really nice. The food was so good. So like we've been there once, but like I've never been in there to like play the slots or anything like that. I've like every once in a while I'll do like Powerball tickets.
Sure, buddy.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah. Seriously.
Yeah. How'd you guys afford this house then? I know.
Yeah.
He hit it big. So if you are in desperate need of money, hit him up. I'll post his number in the comments after this. Yeah. You guys can hit him up.
Yeah.
Venmo and Cash App.
You know that $1 billion that was just won in Oregon?
I knew it was
Guess where I was.
I knew it was you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you guys need money, just hit me up. I'm just giving it out all day. So
hit him up.
Yep.
Actually, there was this guy who DM'd me on Instagram the other day. Dave Johnson. Shout out to you, buddy. Oh. He said he won the lottery, and he was like a multi-million winner, and he said that he's just feeling really generous, and he's giving $30,000 to random people, and he selected me.
Dude, that's so awesome.
And I gave him Levi's social security number.
Yeah, I was wondering why.
And his bank account information.
Yeah. I have no money in it, by the way. Yeah. So that's why.
But listen, I have a perfect solution for you.
Okay.
Take out all the money you have.
Mm-hmm. $10,
Yeah. And put it on a sports bet. Because you could win a few $1,000s, okay?
I do the odds like 1,000,000 to 1. Yeah. And I get like, what, $10 million?
Yeah. How cool would that be? Oh, man.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. Okay. Listen, I do give out free life advice. So
that is, yeah. Well, it cost me $10 actually.
Okay, it cost him $10. But think about if you won. You would never have to work again.
I would hate that. Okay, think about this. People who win the lottery and like don't ever work again. Would you not go crazy, or would you just play Fortnite all day?
Okay, now if
I would hate that.
If I actually won the lottery, okay, and I won like millions and millions and millions of dollars, this is what I would do. I would hire someone to help
Assassinate me.
Yes, Levi will be gone instantly.
When I'm dead, you know he won the lottery.
Listen, I would hire someone to handle my money that I deeply trust with my life, who is way smarter than me.
Yeah, okay.
And to help
me, yeah.
Yeah. And then I would try to make money on my money.
Yeah,
I don't
like
even know how it works.
and...
Yeah, exactly. Invest in stuff like that without having to like clock in at a job. But what I would I would travel the world and I would go to every major museum. I would go to every major like crime scenes from serial killer things.
Oh,
I would
look how
go
excited
there.
He's getting.
I would go there, and then I would go to Israel, and then I would go to I would go to all like the major golf courses that I like physically could that are public.
In all the Olive Gardens.
No, but what I would do is I would make pasta in Italy.
Like handmade pasta?
Yeah.
We used to do that at our home.
In the cheese wheel, in the what's it called, Parmesan cheese.
Yeah, I think you are Italian.
That's where I want to go. Yeah. You know, in Italy, it's they have the restaurant that, like, basically created Parmesan. Yeah. No, not Parmesan cheese. They created
mozzarella.
Fettuccine. No.
Mozzarella.
You dummy. Fettuccine Alfredo.
Also, I just want to apologize to our listeners because I'm sure our chairs have been creaking. We're gonna fix this setup eventually.
Yeah, and I need to lose weight.
That sounds like a personal problem. But yeah. Okay, but I do have something to say that's kind of crazy. You were just talking about Italy.
Yes.
Okay, and we only have a couple minutes left here. But you were talking about Italy.
Yeah.
And we were last episode we were talking about
salami.
Well, that's true. Salami. Yeah. Okay. We were talking about the conspiracy theorists last time.
Yeah.
Get this with our food. Okay, we could do a whole episode, and we should on the how like our food system is insane.
Yes.
There is people that have celiac disease that I know. That when they went to Italy,
what is celiac disease?
It's like gluten intolerance to the absolute max. Like some people can I think it can get so extreme that they can like die from it. Like it's so bad their body cannot process gluten.
Yeah.
Okay, so they went over to Italy. They ate pasta, bread, everything. Their stomachs were totally fine, and this is the reason why. Because, and this is not a conspiracy theory, you can look this up. Monsanto and all these people who are creating our wheat sources have genetically modified them. And so the gluten has become almost like alien to our body.
Yeah.
And so it's like some people, like in my own family, I have a couple siblings that can't handle gluten.
Wait, which ones?
Okay.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Should I share that?
No, don't.
I mean, not a lot of people listen to us.
It's one of your brother and sisters, though.
I'll give you a hint. It's 2 sisters and a brother.
Oh.
And I have there's 7 of us. Just so.
Yeah, so it's Micah, Ellie, and Abby. Is it really?
No.
Oh, dang. Okay. All right.
Anyways, I'm not giving names out, but I'm just saying I have family members that.
That's respect. I do too, though.
What are their names? Graham.
Okay, actually, Graham does have stomach problems.
Okay, wait. I have a message for Graham.
All right, yeah.
You need to start drinking apple cider vinegar if you have stomach problems.
Oh my god!
Taking shots. It literally works so good.
I've been telling him to do so many things. Punch himself in the stomach a bunch of times. I give him really good advice.
Dude, every advice that you've ever given me, I've done, and it's worked.
Also, you could hire me as a health coach.
Who could? Who would?
Anyone.
Okay. But what I was saying is...
Disregard the fact that I said I needed to lose weight, though.
Yeah, that's not public information.
Yeah.
But what I was saying is that basically because their food over in like Europe is so regulated, like in a good way, where like they can't put like all this like junk in it.
Yes.
That literally the gluten, the things that have gluten in it that were like normally like they could almost die over here. They over there like literally like I feel great. Like they're just eating like scones and like
I've seen
crazy.
That before. In a lot of my TikTok videos, I watch.
Okay. $100. Okay, if we can go through one episode without him saying what he watched on TikTok.
Okay, that's true. In one of the TikTok videos I watched, honestly, several of them talk about the corruptness of the food industry.
It's so bad.
I mean, every single industry is like that, but like the food industry, especially in America, like how they have like just everything, and with the crops, like with just everything is so unhealthy now, and like it's no wonder. And I mean, I don't know why, but. Yeah, I mean, in other countries, I do know there's been several people that have talked about that eat the exact same thing here and eat it there, and yet people are healthier and like their bodies are not completely overloaded with so much junk and crap in their bodies.
Well, and the other thing too that's interesting about like the foods, like going back to Italy. They were talking about how a lot of people there are not obese. So like America, we have a obese epidemic. Like it's not fat shaming. There's just a lot of unhealthy people that like. like, I don't care like what our culture says. You need to like lose weight and like get your body back to like it's harmful to your body to be obese. Okay, that's a scientific fact. I don't need to go any further than that. Okay, what I'm saying is there's people that are eating like the diets where like they can eat the same amount of calorie count, but over there they're not like overweight. And it's like honestly, I think a big part of our obesity problem is not like necessarily like the lack of self control. It's how bad quality our food is.
Right, I agree.
Our food is so bad for us.
Yeah, it is terrible.
It's scary. Like if you start looking into it. There's some actually good documentaries on Netflix about that.
Okay, and the fact that why is it so much more expensive to eat healthy than it is to eat absolutely terrible? Like junk food and everything.
Yeah, that's a conspiracy theory right there.
Okay, listen, everything's getting so much more expensive now.
Yeah.
And the prices of every single thing is raising. Like, it's so hard to afford almost anything now. And then, okay, with what money you have left over after you pay all your bills, now I'm going grocery shopping. I'm going to spend like $2 on a super unhealthy thing, or I'm going to spend $8 on like an organic thing that I don't even know if it is actually like super
just
organic and healthy. Yeah, exactly. Or, okay, for people that, live paycheck to paycheck and it's like super tight, I feel like it's almost a no-brainer. Like, okay, I'm just going to do this because I can't even afford to eat healthy. And so I think that's a big problem as well.
It is, yeah. It's like almost like they're like trapping people into having...
Exactly. Living super unhealthy lives, and
it's pretty unfair.
Lots of conspiracies.
So what I got from this episode, is that we should go play the lottery in Italy, and just stay there and not come back. Would you ever move to Italy?
I would move. Okay, I would.
Like, was Mussolini was still there? Would you?
I would move to Italy. One, if I had enough money to not like worry about anything, and two, if I could move some of my family with me, because I feel like it would be super hard. Like being halfway across, unless if I could travel like several times throughout the year to visit back and forth, and if I could afford to travel them back and forth, you know, to like where it would be almost like now seeing our family, like if we wanted to take a little weekend trip. I'm not saying like fly private and stuff like that, but I would definitely do that.
So like if you won the Powerball, then you would move to Italy.
If I won the Powerball, I would totally buy a house in Italy. Okay.
We're not sponsored by the Powerball.
No. I wish we were, though.
I wish I was sponsored by them. Just give me the one winning ticket and say, hey, this is the one.
Oh, me too.
Do you think they would do that? Cool?
Listen.
We could email them.
This is a story that actually happened.
Tell me right now.
This person, I don't know how this investigating story or whatever happened, but there was this person, or it might have been a group of people, that were somehow manipulating either some sort of Powerball, Mega Million, whatever, massive lottery, and they were manipulating the numbers to where they would win. So they found out connections between like 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 of the winners, and found out they were all working for the same like little like underground organization, and they didn't pay out. And I don't even know if they went to jail or not. They might have. But yeah,
that's crazy.
Listen, I was like, how cool would that be to be able to manipulate? I mean,
wow,
legally.
There's nothing wrong with you.
legally, but
no. I heard a story where one guy had got the winning numbers, and this is like when it was up, like one of the pots was up to like $300-something million, and it was up to this amount, and then the guy got the winning numbers, and it was on like one of the websites, like the winning numbers for like 3 days, and then they take it down, like, oh, actually no, those aren't the right numbers. So they're in a lawsuit right now, or maybe it's done, but they're in a lawsuit, and the lawyers are like, no, you're definitely going to pay that out because he got them, your system malfunctioned, and you didn't. It wasn't like, oh, we made a mistake. Like an hour later, we corrected. Like, you're putting those numbers up there. Anyways, that
would be wild.
Can you imagine?
Okay, and coming up for a soon episode, will be, is it okay for Christians to sue?
I've had many conversations with pastors about this.
Yep. So
wait, you're saying
stay tuned.
You're saying like, is it okay for churches or just like anybody who's a Christian to sue?
Anyone who's a Christian to sue, either individually, companies,
like class actions,
anything like that. Because where do you draw the line? So
yeah, you're gonna have to do some biblical thinking about that, because like there is some verses that kind of talk about suing. Especially in the law.
So, yeah.
Okay. We'll have to talk about that next time for episode 6. Dude, I can't believe... Okay, do you know statistically how far that we've made this? Even though we've been doing it months apart.
Seriously, thanks Caitlin and Ashton for watching this.
Yeah, seriously.
Our 2 listeners.
Hey, we actually have... I think we have like 20 listeners. Unique.
Solomon?
Maybe.
Lilia?
Lilia is one of them.
Shout out
Lilia.
Hey.
Trey told me at the conference that he's like, told me all about how he was mad at us for not recording the episode. He said that he wanted to punch my face.
Hey, shout out Trey.
Actually, no, I love Trey. Trey Potter, I love you.
Yeah, Trey Potter. You took a picture of me at men's conference.
I took a picture of him taking a picture of you.
And he didn't even post it. So.
Well, that's not up to him. We'll just give him a hug next time we see him.
Yeah.
One day we'll have him on this.
Yeah. Yeah, we do.
Trey, we're coming for you.
And going back to Lilia, we will find your brother.
Raj.
We will find Raj.
Oh, yeah. Okay. By the way, I know we've said this a couple times and not actually done it, but we do have a list of people we're going to interview for the podcast.
Yep.
Isaac Barker is one of them.
Yep.
Lilia is one of them.
Yep.
One time we're going to have to meet our wives and they're going to have to gaslight us.
You'll have to meet some of the pastors that we've grown very fond of.
Brian's going to get on here.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that episode. It's going to be so good. So anyways, we got a lot of plans. We're going to hope to be more consistent with this.
Yeah. So sorry. Send all your hate mail to him.
Actually, you can send it to him. You bailed on me way more.
Yeah, you can send it to both of us.
Actually, what they could do
is send your hate mail and we'll read it live.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. We'll see how Christian you really are.
We're going to expose you.
Yeah. That's what, honestly, our goal for this podcast is just to expose. Expose the truth, expose bodies, expose... just a lot of... Whoa. I didn't mean it like that. If you watched episode... Wait, what was our last episode we just did?
Oh my gosh.
All right. We're not exposing bodies on here. I meant exposing dead bodies. Wait.
That's
All
worse.
right.
Okay.
I'm tapping out. I'm done.
All right, guys. We'll see you for episode 6 in the future. We are not exposing any bodies ever on this show.
Never.
Yeah, or so help us.
Unless they're dead and covered up.
We'll catch you in the next one.